or a page with all 4 of them on it.
One thing he did cool.
No,
What day is it?
That's the leak.
It is
we're already on here.
Friday.
What day is it?
Oh, that one was just 2 days. It's
Who are
Friday.
you?
Me.
Your name?
Andrew. 24601.
It's Friday.
Oh.
All right, the gang is all here.
Yes, this one right here.
It's Fridays with Andrew. Recently, the past weekend, Andrew and Penelope both attended Toy Fair. While not specifically together, they did run into each other, separate but equal.
Separate.
Andrew was there representing Farpoint.
We did multiple times. It was fun.
Andrew was there representing Farpoint as well as
YouDon't'ReadComics.com.
YouDon'tReadComics.com.
YDRC.
So Andrew had the media pass.
I did.
And he got to go.
I was a special.
How do you feel about that?
I was a little jealous of some of the things that Andrew got to see because I did not have the forethought of making appointments with all the things I wanted to see,
right?
Which I have learned now I need to do in the future.
No,
unless you're Andrew.
To be fair, I had another event. I was staying over a friend's house, so I got to do the 3 days.
Oh, where did you stay?
No, I'm not doing that.
All right, so I am currently bagging and boarding a huge Marvel runs, and right now I'm doing Wolverine. So I'm going to hand the phone to Frank to put it on Andrew.
You may not get a show. Okay.
Frank's going to F off the plot pretty hard.
All right.
You can't turn it sideways.
I can't turn it sideways? Okay. All right, so we actually did a script. See? A script?
Well, it's not a script. We have some ideas.
You can't show them the off.
Right, we have some
production notes.
We have some on deck stuff. The film
only.
Okay.
This was a really bad move.
No, I got it. All right, yes, I got it.
Gotta learn.
Okay.
When I die, he has to take over.
All right.
He has to come out of retirement.
Okay.
I'm just imagining.
All right,
wait,
so
hold on, really quick. I'm imagining like an 8-year-old with Frank's full-grown man head.
Yeah, that was Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Frank has a grown man head. Who knew?
Who knew? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Don't mess with the cameraman.
Andrew, you go ahead.
Oh, great. Super.
You want to talk about Toy Fair? What do you want to talk about?
Well, okay. Wait, if we're going by the production notes.
Yeah. All right.
I'm off script.
One of the things I wanted to ask, I'm going to be the interviewer here. You had a story that you wanted to share, so let's hear that right off the gate.
So Justin is always great to talk to people about his Toy Fair Todd McFarlane story.
Cut. You and Todd are buddies, right?
Oh, we were hanging at Toy Fair.
Okay,
friends.
so let's go.
Friends.
Now we can double dip that.
So now I was very fortunate to have my own Todd McFarlane story. So the You Don't Read Comic boys were on our way to McFarlane.
All right, slow down. The who?
You Don't Read Comic.
Okay, .com.
YouDon'tReadComics.com. Myself and site publisher Ronald Simmons and site writer Jason Dimkos. Okay. So the 3 of us were on our way to the McFarlane booth for hopefully seeing if we get a late-in tour.
Right, go ahead.
So yeah, late minute. We didn't get we didn't make an appointment, so we were just hoping to be a walk-in, basically. So on our way there, who do we see?
Wait, okay. On your way there, who do you see? Dun dun dun
Exiting
dun.
Comic and toy superstar and legend Todd McFarlane.
Is he still tall, lean, with a good head of hair?
He had sort of like a buzz type situation going.
No, well, he was always lean with a good head of hair.
Yeah, I would say he's a fit gentleman.
He's a fit gentleman. Okay, so he's more Obama than Trump.
100%.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
If that's the spectrum.
Well, we're going in shape. Obama was in shape, wasn't he?
On a scale of Obama to Trump, where was
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
Right. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
He was no former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you know.
Okay, Michael Morrow.
Mike Morrow.
Mike just said, breathe, Andrew. Slow down. We're having a hard time following you.
All right. I'm sorry, Mike.
He thinks you actually saw Bob McFarlane, not Todd.
My bad.
Okay.
Well, that's Todd's, brother.
All right, that's Todd's brother.
Right,
that's the Bob Budiansky Todd McFarlane hybrid.
So, you guys see Todd wandering out.
Yeah, we see Todd wandering out. I'm too nervous and sheepish and me to approach him, but thankfully, I will always be thankful to my friend and fellow writer Jason for going, Todd McFarlane.
From where?
From YouDon'tReadComics.com.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Frank. No, Ronald's loving this. So we stopped him and we just had a few 4-minute chat with him, kind of. We talked.
Let me ask a question. Did you introduce yourself? You're like, hey, we're from YouDon'tReadComics.com.
That's exactly what we did. Well, we emphasized that we were a comic site at Toy Fair.
And he dug that, right?
He dug that a lot. We were like,
because he's a comic guy.
He comes from comics, but he comes from comics and then did the toy thing.
Right.
So I'm more of a toy guy who did the comics, but Jason and Ronald are very much comic guys who do toys.
Right. So I'm getting closer, getting a close up on you.
So you're for the moment.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the main thing we were talking about was DC Comics, the DC comic figures that are coming out next year. He's very excited about it. he basically kind of reiterated that video that he did that earlier that morning that kind of went viral. We shared it. And then I said,
wait, the big thing is the articulation.
The 22
Todd's
points.
finally going to have some articulation.
Yes, 100%.
All right, Todd's toy.
We're back. We might have lost.
Hang in there, baby.
My what's weird is you can split my screen in half to have two different screens. And that was down for some reason.
You may have touched it with your thumb, Frank. Try to hold it from the edges.
Hi,
I did. Okay.
So hopefully we still have that. Can you go on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we meet Todd. We talk about the toys, which I want to interject a personal note. Hello. I was over at Walmart, and what's the new video game that everybody's digging? Fortnite. I saw the 6-inch McFarlane figures, and they are cool, man. They're really cool articulation.
This guy's gabbing.
Okay.
They have the ability. Well, they dab in the game, so they have the articulation
Wow,
level.
so that's 6-inch.
So can we see? Yeah, we can see that. This is quality film production
Can
here.
you go back to the My Hero Academia cards. There's one in particular.
So what am I showing here, Andrew?
Wait, so these are basically just all of the figures and prototypes they had. This one right here. That one's beautiful.
Which one?
This is Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Academia.
Oh, I know. Oh, Tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
One of the main villains from the manga and anime.
He is a Yakuza legend.
No,
Why
he's
are there
not.
so many hands?
That's his
all over
superpower.
him?
He makes hands and they make you disintegrate.
Oh.
Well, it was hot until it wasn't anymore.
Anyway, so
I'm not feeling him, Andrew, but if I'm
It's
sure.
very creepy, but
He's feeling himself.
my
Frank.
point is, he and those.
Oh, what?
figures-
Yes.
He and the Fortnite figures and the DC figures all have what the rep from McFarlane told me is the 22-point articulation scheme.
Oh, I just realized you can see all my bookmarks up there. Don't
no.
zoom in too far.
Oh, okay.
So
Look at these beautiful cases. Oh.
every McFarlane toy line going forward, unless they're like the dragons in the Game of Thrones toy line, for example, will have the 22 points of articulation. And that's something that they're trying to be consistent with.
we at 4 Point are pro articulation.
Stop.
Okay. All right. So we got your Todd. You met Todd, but I want the one thing we're gonna zoom out, and you need to show this thing once
This is, I swear,
forever on camera.
People will say this is a lie.
It's split into 2 videos.
People will say this is a lie, but I swear to God this happened. I go to Todd McFarlane and I say, you know what would be super cool for that DC line as like an exclusive or something? A Batman Spawn 2-pack.
Which would be cool.
Which would be super cool.
Yes.
And I swear, because it would be an articulated Spawn. But I swear,
it would make everybody buy it.
this is what he went,
Okay, so now what does that mean?
I mean,
All right.
I asked him,
So I'm gonna have some insight
Yeah,
into
Justin.
All right, Justin's got some. Wait. One more thing before we get to Justin. Do that again, please.
wait, I think,
Okay. All right.
I like that.
So Todd McFarlane, if I often sit and watch him do live sketches
Okay.
on the Facebook page because it's amazing.
Yes, you are
But
buddies.
He's still a kid inside,
He's
and I
ours.
feel like he's been doing this all his life. He makes sound effects while he's drawing. When he does something really cool, he's like.
I do that with my toys now.
Yeah,
So I think
same.
Andrew asked him a question that he was excited by, but couldn't answer it.
Okay.
You understand? He couldn't
Oh,
answer it, but it made him
Batman Spawn's
excited.
coming, but
He wanted to be, yes.
Oh.
So I think Todd got excited, and young Todd in his head was like it's coming, man.
Wow, I love that.
my
I
mind
love
is
that.
yes.
Penelope, can I see the swish? We're gonna call it our Far Point Todd swish. We saw yours.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
You gotta be a little careful with the hand motion.
yeah, right.
yeah.
A little more.
All right, cool. So we now have like an exclusive that Todd has a swish coming out. The Todd swish. Now, Justin, I got to ask you because we kind of switched gears. We're going to stay on Toy Story, but do you talk to Todd while he's doing his live things?
No, I can't lie about that.
No.
Hooters, like you guys really aren't.
Yeah, I
Braid each
know.
other's hair.
No. Todd's hair's too short.
I'm not. I don't want to sit here and talk about my relationship.
He doesn't kiss and tell.
You want
sorry.
to keep it under wraps. I get it.
That's not
Yeah,
polite. That's not polite.
that's
I'm sorry.
true. All right. That's
so-
how I feel about my relationship with Stormy Daniels.
So oh my god, anime, video game, they're gonna. Okay, you might be interested in this. They're gonna do Elder Scrolls in the 22 points of articulation style.
Okay,
Fallout.
You don't have enough money to pay her off to keep her quiet.
Harry Potter.
I don't want any. I want everybody to know.
Stop. Well, I'm very excited about the Harry Potter line that McFarlane.
Me too.
Having just found out literally seconds ago that they're doing an Elder Scrolls line. I'm freaking out internally.
What?
It's just
Elder Scrolls!
the logo. Just the Elder Scrolls. They have the Elder Scrolls license.
I don't like this. It's like too
Superman-y.
Go down like this.
No, I liked it, Todd.
Well, no. It's
Oh, I know where you're going. It's
I don't
politically
like that.
incorrect. Yeah, but not with a Superman swish. There's no Zeke Heil in there.
As long as
Yeah.
the fist is closed, it's good.
Okay, so we should go with that.
Well,
Yeah.
she brought it up.
All right.
She wasn't feeling comfortable
Well,
with
can I
the.
go like that?
No,
Not
no,
like that. I want to go like
yeah.
this.
I get it.
Punch out and then.
Is it a punch?
and
And
then-
then oh, it's like this.
All right, you're focusing way too much.
All right.
Anyway.
I like that.
All
That's
right.
better. Okay, we got it.
All right, so let's look. Okay, so Todd's
Multiple licenses, 22 points of articulation.
off top of your head. What's the licenses? Because we're gonna drift
Mortal
past.
Kombat, anime, video
of
games,
Thrones,
Game of
Harry
Thrones,
Potter.
Stranger Things, Fallout, and
So I'm gonna just put this out there. So Todd McFarlane Toys is a toy company again,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're really putting they're bringing it up to they're back in the majors. They recovered from buying that $1 million baseball, and they're moving on.
For a while, they've been the Walking Dead company, I think.
Right.
I think that
we all know that toy line because of the show has dropped off.
And with some good projection, they know that show's like its life shelf
they
is coming
said
to
they
an
have
end.
nothing to do for Walking Dead for the foreseeable future, so everyone thinks they lost the license, but like there's no official word on
Right,
it.
and nobody really cares anymore.
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't care if The Walking Dead just kept walking.
I mean, let's talk about we knew this. I didn't know it was McFarlane. We knew other people were getting parts of it, but the fact that Mattel lost the DC license is humongous.
Right.
They've had it for a very long time.
Yeah, they got outbid.
They let it go.
Well, I got a feeling
chose not to renew.
Okay.
I got a feeling that they weren't making any money with it because they just never had a handle on it. They just never did, right? We all agree. Those figures, even with the reboot, they tried to copy the Legends.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
It's just hard with the internet to know what's something someone made up and what's genuine gossip.
Right.
So McFarlane getting that 6-inch
It's huge.
There's a lot of buzz. You know?
Well, there's one element of the license Mattel has kept that none of you guys care about, but it's important just for toy chatter. They do have basically the dolls, like the girl-oriented figures.
Okay.
They're still good.
Which makes sense with their company, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like exclusive Wonder Womans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Penelope, let's move on. You and your sister went up, which was really cool. Justin and I watched the store, and
It was a cool day with my sister.
Yeah. So Andrew went up to represent. I'm sorry, but went up to represent.
You know, comics.
The Farpoint crew was Penelope Andrew.
right.
So we went up. We took the ferry. It was really nice. And I have to say, no offense, boys, I think it was the best time I've ever had at Toy Fair. Because we kind of mapped it out. Like we got there, we got a cup of coffee, we got out our little program, and we mapped out everything.
We're getting to be veterans. Last year was all new for us.
I feel like I got a good grip on how to Toy Fair.
Fair.
It's a lot like a convention. You go to the tables you want to see. You meet the artists you want to see.
Right.
You go where you want to go.
Yeah.
Right.
So we had a good grip on it. We got a little bit of a late start, but with that map, it was a breeze. We knew exactly where to go, exactly how to get there. I think the coolest thing, I saw two things that were really cool. Super 7, I don't know if you want to zoom in.
Yes, I do. All right, now everybody knows that. I don't know if I don't care. I don't know that everybody knows.
It's common knowledge.
Right, I am a big Conan fan. It was my first comic. I can't tell you when Penelope sent me these how stoked I was. I mean,
So Super 7 is...
listen, guys, that's beep beep Conan,
Yeah.
mofo. I mean, that's Conan there. I mean, that's
Anybody who doesn't know, Super 7 has been getting doing a lot of cool work with collector stuff, He-Man's stuff in general. I'll zoom back into TV. I'm gonna do
okay. Cool. We're gonna do a little like slideshow here.
Yeah, all the 4 horsemen stuff.
Everything's 7 inches, 4 holes.
That's a really cool Conan, and as you can see, they're doing Masters of the Universe movie figures.
Oh my God, is that Dolph?
It's Dolph.
Oh, I had a man crush on him.
It's kind of cool.
Okay, young Dolph is beautiful.
Now they're also doing like the smaller
Those are the
scale.
5.5s.
This is the like 5.5 inch, like very classic.
Slow down. Now these I've seen before, right? I think I've seen that Prince Adam, right?
Maybe not.
You saw a convention exclusive version of that Prince Adam.
Right. Okay.
But that is a different
Now
head.
check that
Oh wow.
How cool is that?
Those are really
They're, like,
cool.
Wow,
style,
I'm feeling it.
Transformer stuff.
Oh,
He-Man figs.
I like this.
classic.
I really like
those
this
two,
crap.
with those two the one with the gold chest and the hooded guy, those are great because those were unreleased figures from the original line.
Okay, I
And
got
they used the original mold.
I got to put this up. Justin has a friend named Ivan, and I think that they stole Ivan's beard.
Giving him the phone, man.
No, it's cool, man. It's got a very good Ivan vibe. So we're feeling like
read that, Frank. Read that out loud
All
for
right.
everybody at home.
we grew up with giant monsters, comic books, punk science fiction, skateboarding, robots, and rebellion. No one made what we wanted, so we made it ourselves. Now that's a statement by Super 7, and
That really struck a chord.
I just got chills down my spine. I really didn't, but it sounds good.
That's a very far point. Oh, sorry. Far pointy message. If
Yes.
there ever was one.
Yes.
So,
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's
it for my slideshow for that.
Well, no,
Okay, all right.
So not shown with those. They're also doing a 7-inch Voltron figure, also sculpted by the Four Horsemen. So like not a big like transformable robot.
7-inch Voltron.
Yeah, another Voltron.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They're doing Toxie from the Toxic Crusaders.
I'm having fun, man. I'm having
So
fun.
based on that, the vintage Toxic Crusaders line,
That
Toxic
is
Crusader.
going to sell insanely.
Yes.
Because there are no toxic
Since
the Toxic Crusader.
they
Right.
were
I'm feeling that.
Question: is it a Toxic Avengers Toxie?
Crusaders.
So it is Toxic Crusaders
Toxic
based
Crusader.
on the toy line.
And they said, depending on the sale of they're only going to do Toxie. Depending on the sale of Toxie,
He's going to do Stealthy the Roof.
they
He's gonna
might
sell
expand. They were super surprised with the reaction the Toxie was getting.
Um,
So think about that. That's 90s toys getting heat. They're moving.
They're moving. Yes, we're on and on, which has been coming.
You were
Which has
saying-
been coming. I just want to interject a story that I heard. That
Crusaders.
I kind of want to get the panel's opinion on this. I heard this from my brother, who is a reliable source, this morning while we were drinking coffee, and I was talking to Stormy. And here's what I heard. I heard that Mezco, which I love their 8-inch line, right? I'm assuming you guys saw their line. They have a character which is like kind of like a bug. Gomez is their mascot. So what they did was the reporters and the special guests all got a bag with Gomez in it. People, scumball reporters, okay?
No, here.
Here.
I know
Justin,
exactly what you're going to say.
scumball reporters ran home in their hotel and put Gomez online. And
Not
see,
right.
that's the Gomez buzzer.
That's the Gomez alarm.
That's the Gomez alarm.
There's
Hey, Rich. So,
a Blade variant, too.
okay.
Gomez
And a Blade.
variant.
They run online. I bet you they didn't make it out of Toy Fair. And the figure starts selling for $1,500.
It's awful. No, Frank.
But let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
All right, this is my story.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Put the camera on yourself.
Okay, you tell them what happened, Andrew.
No, I don't know.
So
they're selling for $1,500 the day of Toy Fair.
The next day, Mezco drops them. Pops them.
Yeah, well, two or three people probably got that 15.
Well, how awful is that, right?
Well, I was gonna say it's a flat out abuse of power.
It is.
It's they're not giving you them for the aftermarket. They're giving you them
as a gift to our product.
As a gift to our product, and more importantly, to review, to cover, to explain.
It's awful.
And like to go and do that and go, oh, I'm gonna sell it. It's beyond disgusting.
And here's
Did we sell a lot of What the Comics recently?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Wayne, who bought them, just thanked us on the thing.
Thank you so
You're
welcome so
he
much.
was Paul's friend, I believe. Or
Cool.
saw it through Paul's.
Awesome.
Review.
Wayne, you're welcome. Thank you for
I asked him to
that.
let us know when he got them. So thank
Well,
you.
he let us know.
No,
Justin's on camera now, so I'm
going to give you this back.
No, I'm good. My hand hurt actually.
Oh, okay.
You're a trained cameraman.
I'm a trained cameraman.
It's a good sight.
I'm getting back on top.
What?
I want to say something because Frank was just joking, but no, seriously.
It's awful.
No, because you were saying scumbag reporters and you're doing the joke. I've only actually done this thing for like 2 years. This like comics, pop culture, journalism thing. Yeah, whatever. I'm not in it that long, but like even I know that that is like not the reason A, to get into doing this, or
it's awful,
or B, what you should be using that power and influence for.
I got nothing.
It's
You
just
gotta know.
it's
You can't
corrupted.
back
It's
that up.
disgusting.
Penelope,
Okay.
I know
I,
us.
I feel like playing devil's advocate. I know we're going down a road
I
that
think we should let it
we
go
didn't-
and move on.
But what are those guys? What if the guy who got it could give a shit less about Buggy Bill, the toy he got? What is he supposed to do with it?
Not the point. The principle is
Gift it to a friend who likes it.
here's the point.
I love
What if he has no friends?
Okay, I know. I'm going to use an example. I have some really good friends who waited in line for hours to get those Pepsi Back to the Future bottles. Now, that's fans waiting to get an item, and I know that a couple people that got 2 of them and sold them online. Now, here's the thing with that. They sold them online, but they also waited hours. They did what they needed. I have no problem with people.
Same clothes 2 days in a row.
Right.
They didn't buy those.
They didn't buy them, and they were given to them as from a company.
So what they should have done with them? What should they have done?
What they should have done is well, first of all, we would have made a big deal that Mezco gave us a figure.
We are not media.
I would have reviewed them before I put them on.
100%.
Okay,
You
Fair
would have
enough.
put them on, but you would have reviewed them first.
Or honestly,
Yes.
no, seriously, they have to know at least someone who is tangentially connected to the 112
I
collection.
can't guarantee that.
all right. Well,
In the day of the internet, or do a fan giveaway.
Okay, here's the thing. You know who ultimately got burnt? The couple people that ended up paying $1,500
Yeah, sure.
and paid now, and well,
Who could have waited?
could have waited a day.
Hey, they didn't make anyone buy them.
I understand that, but it's bad for business.
It's a lot like the Fire Festival documentary we just watched. If you can afford a $1,500 action figure, should I really feel that bad for you if you got ripped off?
What's
Anyway,
next on the list?
Penelope wants to talk about pound puppies.
Ooh,
Um,
I'm a big Pound Puppy
Yeah,
fan.
so I guess I'll go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next thing that I
Just
was,
get up there on them Pound
the
Puppies,
next
buddy.
thing that I
Whoa,
was- the next thing I was kind of excited to see, there was a really cool
Careful
booth.
about the tabs.
There was a really cool booth called Basic Fun. Now, if you guys are familiar with some of the retro classic toys that are available like at Target right now, for example, Strawberry Shortcake, Light Bright, My Little Pony, they're doing a full run of Pound Puppies. Now, they have the vintage licenses for this stuff, but they're not being produced by the original. Like Hasbro's not making Pound Puppies.
I'm okay with that. I love it.
There's some pictures, Justin. I was just about to scroll through the pictures. I'm getting to the good stuff now. I took some illicit photos that maybe I shouldn't have. They're doing some new My Little Ponies. If you look at the bottom shelf there, they're doing Flutter Pony 3-packs, which is a big deal.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Frank, I don't know if you're.
Oh, I wonder if the
No,
wings.
I know how rare Flutter Pony
What's-
I wonder if the wings will match up to the old style.
They do not.
Okay.
They
Good.
are
Good.
entirely new sculpts. They are much heavier, hard plastic. They will not be breaking. I don't know if you guys can see, but right here where I'm going with the mouse,
Yeah.
they're doing like a European exclusive pink pretty parlor, which is really hot.
So were you in heaven looking at this
It was
stuff?
really cool. It was really
You know
cool.
what's funny is she saw some of this in Target, could have cared less.
They're doing Weebles.
Oh!
What's
Wait.
Go back to Weebles.
What do Weebles do?
I wonder if they wobble.
but they don't fall
Oh,
down.
so they're not doing the haunted house.
They are double scale because of the choking hazard. They legally can't do them one
Oh,
scale.
makes
but-
sense.
Ooh, like
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of a Weeble.
Oh my God!
I
All
thought
right, generation gap.
He's an onion.
Well, no, but I know what I. Oh, sure.
Light Bright, which that's currently available, but they're doing some retro packaging because our rep told us the stuff wasn't selling in new packaging. People want the retro boxes.
Well, we're in a retro world.
Dude, it's just a
nostalgia is hot right now.
80s, 80s. Speak and spell.
Speak and spell.
Yeah, they should be like
That
as
got me through 5th grade.
seen on E ET.
Oh my God! Wow.
And that's
what a cool
that's
company.
basically
So this is a company that's hot. Very good.
So
stuff.
what's really cool, like I said, and weird about them is that they are licensing these vintage products from the copyright, the intellectual property holders. So Hasbro is not doing those ponies.
Yeah, but
Basic Fun is
you
manufacturing.
want to hope
these
that
ponies.
Hasbro that Basic Fun is successful with them, and Hasbro doesn't steal them back.
They so like Justin said, I've seen these at Target and I've kind of been like meh about them. Seeing all the retro marketing was really exciting, especially in a Toy Fair atmosphere. I feel a little weird about the retro stuff that is new, and we're going to talk about some.
Well, this
Hasbro
leads right
products.
into this.
we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about some Hasbro
I
stuff.
got to tell you though, Judge.
I don't know how to feel about it. It's weird.
I know how I feel about it.
I'm okay with everything that they're making, because it's okay. The Weebles are one up. You can definitely tell the difference between the My Little Pony.
No, you can't. The ponies are the same
Well,
molds.
they are the same.
They're going to
okay.
be marked, right?
They are the same molds, but there's a few things. There are some slight color differences, which is not a big deal. They are marked with the correct copyright date on the bottom of the foot. It doesn't say 1984 or whatever.
That's a big
And the
deal.
most important thing, and the thing I think I like the least about them, is that they're almost all scented, whereas they were never scented in the past. So they're scenting G1 ponies that didn't come scented originally. So like it's gonna smell like cotton candy or smell like apples.
I love
It's
that,
before.
'cause
It's cool. It's a neat concept. It's fun, and it's a way to differentiate vintage from
Right,
new.
and it's also a way for my granddaughter to have My Little Pony that's brand new and
That she doesn't have to come in here and spend $20 on a
right,
vintage.
or
collection.
and also that it is brand new. So that's kind of like I love this. I'm not familiar with this company. Everything you just showed me, I love.
I had never heard the name, but
Wow,
until I
very
stumbled on
cool
their
stuff.
booth, I had no idea.
I mean, Light Bright and Speak and Spell were like iconic toys of my generation.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, so
I know what a light bright is.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right.
When you change the bulb and it gets.
I know what a light bright is.
So to segue from that into Hasbro.
Well, wait. Actually, really quick, I wanted to do one more thing about. I forgot to say something about the Super 7/7-inch.
Yeah.
Oh, we're past it.
We're
No,
past
well, no,
that,
because we're talking about generational gap.
Take it easy, Rich. Good seeing you.
We mentioned earlier the generational gap. We mentioned earlier older later than 80s becoming nostalgic now. One of the 7-inch lines done by Super 7 is a Ren and Stimpy 6-inch scale Ren and Stimpy that'll come with like a bunch of different accessories and faces and stuff like
Which
that.
is so funny because you can get the original Ren and Stimpy relatively cheap.
Right.
But you're starting to see these cartoons become classics.
Right. So and you'll wanting more articulation and more stuff. And the buzz, I'm told that the license isn't just Ren and Stimpy. They have other Nickelodeon cartoons in that license.
Right.
So that's exciting.
So we're
going back to
we were into the retro vibe,
segue back to the
and this
retro.
is this one I think is going to
So
be
right
the topic of today because I posted it on
Not
my
bad.
Facebook. We posted
Not
some
bad.
stuff. Look at the
Not
Tox, he was cool.
Not bad.
There we
awesome.
go.
Yeah, we'll get. Okay, so just do a quick. Yeah, you want me to? Got it.
I got it.
So
So yes, to talk about retro products coming back, Hasbro is repopping the first 12 Star Wars figures on retro looking beat up cards with their original 5 points of articulation.
It's funny they're making the cards beat up. That's kind of stupid. I worked at Guitar Center for years, and sometimes they would come out with like the Jimmy Page,
the Kiss guitar.
or like they would come out with somebody's signature guitar, but it wouldn't be brand new. They would weather it, and it's just silly. It's just
buying jeans with holes in them already.
right.
I did that.
Not a
the other day
fan.
at Walmart.
On purpose.
So
it will fit my ass.
they're repopping the original 12 backs.
Which and again, I don't know how to feel about this.
Well-
As someone who loves retro vintage stuff, I want to like it. I want to say, wow, that's so cool. But at the same time, for the business that we're in, it's weird because
It's good for our business.
I feel like I'm a historian almost, and this is like a copy of the Mona Lisa. I don't know how I feel about it personally.
Well, but they do Mona Lisa postcards.
They
Okay.
do, which
Andrew's here, Justin's here. They have repopped G1s to the moon. It's definitely hurt the mid-grade loose G1s between Masterpiece and classic reboot and fake ones. The G1 market's dead, right?
Basically.
A loose G1 has not went up since we owned
Nope.
the other store and
Yeah,
since
it's
the
gone
mall.
down.
It's went down.
Honestly, yeah.
If you actually count for inflation and things like that in the age of Trump. But anyway, what I wanted to say was I found out initially I was like, these are awful, these Star Wars figures. But apparently they're going to be clearly marked, slightly larger, and the weapons are going to have some distinct markings so that we can tell. Because the weapons is a big concern. A Leia gun is $75.
Because we know
Yes.
that the guns are worth more than the figures.
yes.
9 out of 10 times. Yeah.
From a business perspective, the idea of having something repopped that's so close to the original and can't be discerned is a problem from a historical / businessy aspect of vintage. But if there's going to be marked differences, it's a different story.
Well, I was gonna say there is one thing about this announcement I'm pretty sure you all are universally interested in, if not outright excited. They are doing one new
Yes.
retro styled figure.
Which we love.
Which is cool. It's going to go into our retro.
Yeah, which we love.
Tell the crew in case
They're
people
going to do
watching
Grand
don't.
Muff. I always loved his name. He was one of my
Does he
favorite
come with
characters.
fuzzy slippers? That's
I
what
mean, the
want
man
to know.
walked around known as Grand Muff. I mean, does it get any better than that? Talking, right? and I loved his CGI appearance in one of my favorite movies, the real fourth Star Wars movie.
I think it's Moff.
It's
Moff.
well, as a kid, he was Grand Muff to me.
Sure.
All
That
right.
muff just blew my mind.
Actually, I grew up with a guy called Grand Muff.
That muff just blew my mind.
So
What's a little weird about that figure is that stick it on me for a second. From what I understand, you have to purchase the Escape at Death Star game,
Correct.
game to get him.
Correct.
It's an exact repop of the original game. As a board game collector, that kind of bugs me. I already have that, so I have to buy it again now to get the muff. I don't know.
Hey, sometimes you gotta pay for the muff.
But I'm glad you didn't say it in your bad Japanese accent.
Oh, sometimes you have to pay.
Why would you give him the idea?
Muff is expensive. Anyway.
Why would you do that? You knew what the consequences of that were. You know better.
Oh, it's because I gave her chicken sandwich today.
So as long as it's easily discernible,
We're fine with it.
the figures and the weapons, I'm pretty much fine with it. It makes it affordable for someone who can't really buy a 12-back to be able to get these in their collection. I don't think that there's really a market for this.
I really got to tell you, I think we who are plugged in, Star Wars is a little bit light right now, where it was absolutely the hottest property going for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
It was on fire.
On fire.
I mean, you could have a naked snowtrooper with no weapon and get $7.
Yes. It went from the cheapest figure being $5 to the cheapest figure tripling.
20. Yeah.
The problem is
The last movie.
the movie.
There's some burnout.
Distribution issue.
Yeah,
There was
some, yeah.
You guys are revising history. Those early Black series had some bad distribution.
Black was hot.
No, I'm saying, remember when all there was Han Solo and Slave Leia before everyone wanted the Slave Leia?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But we're also talking about even more specifically talking about the vintage market,
Right.
And you know what?
not shelf chokers. Not,
That's what that's
Everything kind of works on a vibe. I think the general feeling, we don't have any numbers here. I can tell Star Wars isn't where it was a year ago.
right.
Yeah.
Just by how fast things are moving.
You're plugged into comics, and it kind of got Andrew got me to start reading the new Conan, which got me excited about Conan, and I'm into Conan right now.
A lot of people are excited about Conan right now.
Now, if I said to Andrew, "Is there a nice?" and we went to the comic store in Delaware, and she said the same thing. Conan's hot.
Speaking
right
of Conan,
I wasn't going to go there. The store went today.
what happened today?
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Penelope wants
You know
to
what?
put it up for us.
No. Let's wait till it comes in. You want to put it in?
Let's
All
put
right.
it up.
All I'm gonna say is great big spender.
No, this is because it's going to be a store thing.
It's a store thing. I didn't say it wasn't. It's a store thing.
Okay.
I'm bringing it up.
I'm going to tell
This was all you.
No, it wasn't. Let me tell
was
you. It was me. Okay, let me give the story. So, a Conan. I'm starting to learn and get into original art.
What was the first comic you ever read?
Conan was my first collector's comic. Long stories we'll go over some other time. Justin has always been a Conan fan from the first movie on. He's a Conan. He walks around with what's the shirt that I love? It's got he's tattooed.
The Lamentations of the Women.
Okay, wait. Give me the Conan line. Come on.
What is best? Conan, what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentations of the women.
Okay, that's a Conan fan right there. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story. So, and Penelope also, well, not maybe specifically a Conan fan, is certainly a Barry Windsor Smith fan and Buscema fan,
that's a good statement.
And you also Sword and Sandal stuff is
Sword
your
and Sandal
into.
stuff is
Yeah,
her
I mean,
thing.
anything. I was the perfect age when Conan came out. Star Wars was a thing. Conan came out. Beastmaster came out. All that crap was happening. Curl, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Right. So
Sword, sandal,
and we
sorcery.
all love Thrones, and we're Lord of the Ring fans from top to bottom. So here's the thing: the store recently,
Conan trifecta right here.
well, yeah, the store
Yes.
recently we got lucky and we had a couple big sales, and we had some extra money in our gold account.
Don't say things like that.
So I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I have been campaigning to buy an original art piece as an investment for the store, and at first I was nixed because it's a lot of money. And today the store went to Heritage on a piece that we've been clamoring for. I've been dying for. Justin's been dying for.
Beautiful
Penelope's been like, fine, as long as we get it under a certain price. And one of my favorite stories is in Marvel Treasury. It's the giant books that we all grew up with in the 70s.
Yeah,
and
Treasury
80s.
editions are giant comics.
Right. And Buscema, John, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Buscema, I know, who the hell knows? You know, I went to school with a guy who said Conan's name was Conan. Whatever it was. But anyway, today the three of us, I got them to commit to a number. And the piece is going to be here. We have to send a check. But we won the cover from Heritage Auction for Conan the Barbarian Treasury Edition. This is the original art. And I got to tell you, I'm going to curse here. It's a fucking bad piece of art.
Try and hold that still.
Can we put that up?
No, it's fine right here. If you just put it on the table, keep it still.
Zoom in on that.
There, right there, dude.
It will be framed and put in the store for display. And it's a brave new world for us. We're getting into this art. Wow. And loving it.
This is actually very reminiscent of Penelope and I's wedding.
Yes.
It kind of is. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was slightly more dressed, but only because it was cold.
I think it's close. Muscle-wise, he's close.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah, I see that.
Are you snarling at your
I
wedding?
see you more King Conan.
So we sat here earlier today
And watched
the auction live. So Frank was in charge of the bidding and bid online up to a certain number. And then if you've ever seen an auction, we're watching it online, but there's real live people in the audience in the auction, so you don't know what's going on. And the guy starts talking to the audience, people, and he's like, all right, so bidding starts here, blah, blah, blah. And bidding shot up pretty fast and then stopped at a number that we were really comfortable with, that not to our top number. And the guy just like paused and kept talking instead of saying,
screaming. We're all screaming.
Instead of saying okay, sold. He's like, well, this is a really nice page, guys. Just waiting for other people to.
What was the word?
Grim.
Yeah.
It's a really classic Conan, really, if you think about it. Snarling.
So he's just talking
and snarling.
And it seems like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was an
And
eternity.
it's really like 3 seconds.
It was awful, though.
But he finally said sold, and it was our number.
It's ours. And below our number. And we are thrilled. And I'm going to assume that'll be here in the next couple of weeks. We still have to pay for it. That's coming. And when it does arrive, I hope we can pull it out and have a Treasury edition and show the difference.
Yeah, we will.
Anyway, we are stoked as an entity to own something like that and add it to our collection. It goes into what we call our 4-point gold, which is really when we're in diapers, we can sell it and maybe have somebody take care of us for a week.
So in your case now.
Right, it's coming. It's coming.
He's going to have to sell it to get a tooth.
I will have to do that too.
So let's talk a little bit more about Sword and Sandal. I'm going to get back on track.
All right. Okay.
I spent some time at the boss fight booth at Toy Fair, and the first thing I have to say is that as soon as I walked up, I looked behind the counter and there were 2 ladies standing there.
Reconnect. All right.
So
we had a hiccup there for some reason.
It was nice to see ladies in charge behind the booth. It was awesome. I walked up. We had a great little chat. And with any luck, we'll be wholesaling maybe with Boss Fight sometime soon.
Cool.
I don't want to promise anything to anyone, but
cool.
I would really love to. I don't know if you want to zoom in. I've got a little video I did.
Let's take a look.
You want to get up? You want me to move it around to here? You can just zoom. Here, hand it to me. The stuff was pretty awesome. Check out all the cool. Oh, I gotta move the other. This is fun.
Their new zombie line. There's the mounts.
The steeds are awesome. Look at the rainbow colors.
I actually bought one as a.
What is the rainbow? What was the rainbow?
Customized
blanks for customizing, making custom.
Oh, how cool!
Their dioramas are amazing.
So
Posing is lacking.
beautiful.
I could have. Yeah, they need
Beautiful, but not my scale.
I am.
It's my scale, baby.
It is.
I am
3 3/4.
Well, listen, no,
Did you see the steeds?
Justin and I are copacetic right here
Yeah,
because he looks at my Mythic Legions and he goes beautiful, but I don't do 6-inch. I look at these and I go beautiful, but I don't 3 3/4 inch.
Right.
So we're the yin to each
Do
other's
you know
yang.
the diorama I can make for those figures?
Oh my God.
I've
They
seen
are
the work you've
absolutely-
done.
I've already seen the award you've won for it.
Do you know the diorama I'm eventually going to make for those figures?
They're
think
beautiful.
I think that,
Boss Fight, you guys are awesome. You'll be hearing from me very soon.
I don't want to cut this short, but I know we got a bunch of stuff to do. I think we should do a 2-part Toy Story.
Yeah, sure, I'm fine with
Sounds
it.
like something to keep us in. So
Well,
next week we'll talk about other lines.
Can I
and
just say,
stuff.
wait, hold on, because really quick,
We got thrown off with the art.
the toy industry there's Oh my god.
Okay, breathe, Andrew.
There we go.
Breathe in.
That's classic Andrewism. The toy industry has its ebbs and flows. You know, we lost Toys R Us last year, which hurt. You know,
Frank Brenda's calling for you.
the aftermarket is what it is, and can be unpredictable.
She's gonna say, "You spent what on a piece of art?" It was a store.
It's unpredictable and it's ever changing, like any hobby, like any industry, like anything. But what I was impressed with was there was still a ton of stuff on every level of collecting, from super high-end adult collectibles to, you know, like walk into Target and buy a carded figure for a kid. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I think that, you know, maybe that's the sign of you know, like it's hollow and shallow, and maybe it's not supposed to be, or it's a sign of growth and people excelling and stuff being good. I can't tell. I was happy and impressed that there was a lot of stuff.
When does your article come out?
Well, so 8 of them are up right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally earlier today. 7 of them went up.
So do me a favor, give us a.
I'm going to be sharing them on my Facebook pretty soon.
All right, we'll share a link under this video.
Yeah.
So if you want to read any of the you don't know comics.
You don't read comics.
You don't read comics' coverage of this. There's a link below this video. We'll be posting this on YouTube. There'll be a link below as well there. And check out Andrew's articles and his coverage. I mean, I can't wait to read it myself. It'll be much more succinct than us rambling right here.
Off the top of my head, I covered the new Star Wars Hyper Real, the Darth Vader. It's a new price point. Yeah, they're all right there. I covered Funko's Primal Age figures. I covered Funko's. They're doing like stylized Mega Man figures. I covered.
Yeah, I'm gonna post them again.
Yeah, cool. I'm just Jack Specific doing Mega Man. Lots of different toys.
I have one last question.
Sure.
We know now that McFarlane is doing 6-inch DC. What the big deal was, like Spin Master getting DC. What are they doing then?
So I talked. I had a meeting with Spin Master.
They do.
I talked with a rep from Spin Master. They have nothing to show, obviously. They are very excited about what's going to come up, and they said that it's going to be like play toys, like, I don't want to say yo-yo, but something like
All right, so McFarlane's the one that got the shit that we care about.
Well, for the most part, but they did say that
I'm a yo-yo collector.
They are going to have some form of action figure and vehicles. The vehicle was the one that kind of raised my head, but that could be like...
Yeah, like Todd doesn't do a lot of vehicles.
No, well, but they all...
Not in that scale.
Nobody does, yeah. Maybe it's this scale. You don't know.
Yeah, he does that. He did that stupid, not Lego scale. It wasn't 3 3/4, and it wasn't Lego. The Walking Dead stuff, and it was really cool. They did, but it didn't match any scales. If he did that in 3 3/4, it would have slayed.
It would have slayed. Yeah, they made the marketing on that was awful.
Yeah. So, all right, so we just shared a link in this conversation.
Thank you.
We're also going to share it in the description.
And by the way, from Ronald, Jason, and I. Yeah, but from Ronald and Jason and I, there are going to be more articles to come throughout the rest of this week and into next week, because
So Andrew's actually going to work.
I've been working.
He's going to work.
You did 7 articles.
Wow.
That's why it doesn't work when he comes
How
here.
are we going to say goodbye to our? All
right.
I think Frank wants to.
I want everybody.
What is this thing?
It starts. I think it starts here. It starts as a fist. It goes out and then it comes back like that.
And we say what? Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't.